CEO Ronald Hinckley, Creating a Difference. Good afternoon. Hopefully you're having a fantastic day. I wanted to jump on and talk about a few things real quick. Starting off with the Clear, which is a new product from CTD that's currently under a pre-order. Essentially what we've done is we've come up with a way to restore performance to old bowling balls, and we do it in such a way that it actually can restore performance, it can increase performance in even brand new bowling balls. We understand the three things that create performance loss, which are tackiness, oil absorption, and surface. And we address and tackle all three of those things aggressively with this new product, and that allows us to be able to do things that others can't do. The pre-orders went over extremely well, better than we anticipated, thankfully. And I just wanted to say, if you don't know about it or you haven't heard about it, obviously you can go to the website, ctdbowling.com, and you can get more information on the Clear. We've got a whole blog where we explain the development process and why it works and how it works and what it does. There's several videos on YouTube that also explain the performance aspect of it in terms of what it does to your bowling ball, the impact that phasing has on your bowling ball. We go into a lot of detail about just really trying to explain to people, what's going on with their bowling ball and how to resolve it. So if you got an old bowling ball, you got a bowling ball that you used to use all the time, but you don't like it anymore because it doesn't seem to have that pop that it had before. I've seen several people comment about that recently, where they've had bowling balls and the bowling balls have died, and they went to their pro shop and got the ball resurfaced, got the ball detoxed, did those kind of things that you're supposed to do, but we're still unhappy with the performance of the bowling ball. And if you're in that case, this is definitely an opportunity for you to get that resolved with our product. Our product definitely does tackle, like I said, the things that really matter when it comes to being able to bring performance back to bowling balls. And we've spent a lot of time, energy, and effort on the development of this project, of this process, and we're really happy with where we ended up with at. A lot of times people ask us, they say, hey, do you guys, CTD, do you guys build, how do you build your own products, or do you own your own products, that kind of stuff. And the truth of the matter is, we're experts in bowling. Like, that's what we're good at. So a lot of times what we do, we partner with other companies that are experts in their fields to help us develop products for bowling. So you kind of see that with the Turtle Wax. That's kind of the big one that everybody kind of talks a little bit about with Turtle Wax. The Turtle Wax being an automotive aftermarket company, and they're good at polishes and those kinds of products. And we're good at bowling, so we decided to make a bowling ball polish with them. We actually have partnerships with a lot of different companies that we work with to be able to develop products for bowling. And we've got several other products on the horizon that we've talked a little bit about, we've shown a little bit about. But all in all, our expertise is in bowling. We realize that, so we go outside of bowling to partner with people to be able to develop products. So that's kind of where we're at from the CTD side of things and the Clear. The other thing I want to talk to you about is rule changes, right? So we all know in a little less than a month, there'll be a rule change about dry towel. You'll only be able to use a dry towel in competition. You will no longer be able to use wet cleaning products while you're bowling, only before and after. And the thing that I want to remind people about, I've seen this happen actually this past weekend at a tournament. I was bowling a tournament this past weekend, and a player they had pulled out one of their bowling balls. The tournament was going on, we were bowling. They pulled out one of their bowling balls, and they wanted to clean it off. And I said to them, hey, you can't use that product now to clean your bowling ball off. And they said, well, why not? And I said, well, there's the main reason is that product that they were trying to use is a before and after competition product. And we're in competition, so that's the main reason. And then I said, and secondly, they said to me, well, hey, I haven't used this ball in competition, so I can still use it because I haven't used it, I haven't done anything to it. And I said, you can't. So that's one of the things people got to be careful about. Like, just because you haven't used a ball in competition doesn't mean that you can do stuff to it. I've seen people attempt to sand their bowling balls after competition has started, even balls they haven't used. And in this case, it was kind of a cleaning. But the point I'm trying to make here is that once competition starts, you can't do any of that stuff. Essentially, you can't touch your bowling ball with anything that's not dry. That's essentially the best way to break it down. And I don't want you guys to get confused by that, because it is kind of a situation where it's easy to maybe misconstrue the rule, or maybe to extrapolate the rule into something that you think it is when it really isn't that. So I want to be very crystal clear to everybody that's watching that when you are in competition, you can't really do anything to your bowling ball, even if you haven't used it. So just want to kind of throw that out there, give you a little bit more insight. Obviously, we're getting very close to August 1st, and then that just eliminates all kinds of, all the cleaning all the way around. But like I said, even now, you can't use a wet cleaning product that's a before and after product while you're bowling. You can't do that. That's not legal, because competition has started. Here's something else that's kind of interesting since we're on competition. So you may say, okay, well, I'm done practicing, so I'm going to go ahead and sand my bowling ball and get it ready for the competition. Well, here's what's interesting about that. Competition, according to USBC, is really defined as when the first person throws a bowling ball for score in an event. So let's say, for an example, that you're on lane 3 and 4, and somebody on 21 and 22 has already started bowling. Once they start bowling, you can't do anything to your bowling ball. Competition has officially begun at that point. So with that being said, it's important to know that if you're going to alter the surface or sand your ball, polish your ball, use any of our products, you need to do it before the end of practice, so that you have proof that you have not done anything to your bowling ball once competition has started, which competition starts officially when somebody throws a bowling ball down the lane for score. So you do not want to mess around with that rule. And I'm kind of going to iterate that in a couple of different videos you'll see soon, because it's important, I think, for people to know that, because once again, there's just a lot of people that don't know that or don't have awareness of that. So I want to be able to help kind of educate and get people kind of on the right path there, and then make sure that they're able to succeed to the best of their abilities and not violate any rules. But anyway, hopefully that was helpful. I want to give you a couple pieces of information, let you know what we're doing with the clear, let you know a little bit what's going on with CTD, and then finally, last but not least, let you know a little bit about the rule changes. I've got a few videos on my YouTube channel, Ronald Hicklin on YouTube, that kind of explain a little bit about this phenomena and about the rule change and about the clear, and kind of where we're headed to. So if you are interested, make sure you go check that out too. As always, I appreciate the moments that we get to spend together. I am driving, as you can tell. Luckily, I've got a little bit of support in the driving arena, which allows me to be able to do this live stream in a safe manner. So with that being said, I am out of here. CEO Ronald from Creating a Difference. Talk to you guys soon.